WeKanGame, honest reviews. Powered by Paragon. Today's game was developed by Pearce, sound by Tm Rurkowski, and was published by Mastertronic. That game is 10 Second Ninja. As always, here's the table of contents. On March 5, 2014, developer Pearce and indie publisher Mastertronic released the game 10 Second Ninja. 10 Second Ninja is a blistering fast 2D action puzzle game. You are the world's first ninja. Nazi robots from space are trying to take over the world, and you are tasked with eliminating the menacing mechanical enemies in 10 seconds or less. If you fail, you have to start over again. That being said, let's move on to story. We start by seeing the antagonist of the game. He calls his minions to order and reveals himself to be Robot Hitler. Robot Hitler has a few things to say to his minions. The minions have noticed that they have been stuck in this void for quite some time and are all anxious to get out. Robot Hitler has a plan. He wishes to dominate the world. However, there's only one thing standing in his way. That thing is the ninja. The ninja is the first and only thing stopping him from taking over the world. With his newfound enemy, and the allies and his minions' enemy, they now have a common enemy, and will try to take over the world. But that's where we come in gameplay. It's important to note that 10 Second Ninja can be played one of two ways, with either a keyboard and mouse or an external controller. I'm going to personally be using an external controller. With that, let us begin. Now when we start the game, we're on this hub world, where we get to see each terrain type of the levels we'll be going to. You start off on the forest terrain, and as you go on, you unlock the canyon and eventually ice and then the death cube. So that being said, let us start on the forest level. Let's begin. The control stick is what's obviously going to move you, X is going to use your sword, A is to jump, and B throws your shuriken. With those simple controls, with the 10-second time limit you're given, that makes up 10 Second Ninja. But, obviously as you can see here, we only gained 1 star. What you're going to want is 3. So, if you hit RB, you get to restart the level. And as you see there, I got 3 stars. So, we're going to continue on through this level. There are 7 levels per overworld, and each has a unique theme. The forest theme is being very large and spaced out. As you can see, this enemy placement is very spaced. That's actually a very good thing. Each overworld needs to be different because the controls are very simple. Now I did not like that time, so hitting RB, we can go back and change it. That being said, I'm happier with that time. Now, it's important to note that in this level in particular, it uses and shows off all the mechanics we're going to have to use, which you want in the first level. Now, these enemies only require 1 hit to take out, so while simple, it's still challenging. 10 seconds is just enough time to make you push yourself to be better. This game in essence is a speedrunner's dream. It's a really fun game, and it has a lot of replayability. Now, as you go through these different levels, these different stages, you'll note and notice how each feels different, which is great. That being said, at the end of each overworld, you have a fight with the boss, Robot Hitler. Now, Robot Hitler has an attack pattern, and if you observe it closely, you can beat him. Now, if you notice here, Robot Hitler has a pretty basic, just hit the beam, wait, hit the beam. Now, time doesn't start till you move, so that being said, you're going to want to be very careful. You're going to want to time it just right to get him and to defeat Robot Hitler. And with that, I'm going to talk about the good and bad. To start off with the good of this game, the story is hilarious. I'm going to show you some of the clips that I found particularly funny from the story. However, one of the bad things is the story. While I may find it funny, some people may take offense. However, the devs actively thought of that and added an option to censor it out. So, if you wish, you can censor the story. One of easily the best things is the different worlds and how they use the simple mechanic. A game is really good when its mechanic works at its best. That being said, here the mechanic and the simpleness of the controls just work so well together. You can find yourself restarting with ease, searching through different worlds, it just works. It doesn't have to be that complex as long as the basic mechanic works. That being said, it's also very easy to restart. If you just fail, you have something you need to restart, it's very easily doable. However, there is one error that comes up, and it's quite a big one. This is an epilepsy warning. If you have photosensitive seizures, click here to skip ahead. That being said, this next clip does have bright images that may set off a seizure. You have been warned. One of the very bad things is how bright these colors are. They give these really loud and vibrant flashes that after a while of viewing can really hurt your head. And I found myself getting really lightheaded after extended amounts of playtime, so that's one thing they should definitely fix. I know they address it, as you can see on screen in the very beginning of the game before you play, but if they knew that's an issue, maybe they could tone it down just a little bit. I mean, is it really worth someone getting a seizure over? Another great thing this world has to offer is the diversity between the levels. I mean, we have the forest biome, the canyon, the ice, and the death cube. And if you complete and gain 3 stars on each of these levels, giving you this smiley face, you unlock this bonus stage, which is really cool. It's an incentive to keep going and keep playing. That's something I really like. Now it's really hard to suggest things for this game because with many of the issues they already addressed them in-game. But one thing I would like to see from this game is maybe the ability for players to create their own stages. Obviously it would give them the 10-second time limit, and that way they can test out, design, and figure out what would work in this 10-second time limit, what would be deemed as okay for the time of the game, and just overall they get an idea of making their own courses. And it could be an extra bonus for completing the hidden hard mode. If you'd like to see more on hard mode, you're gonna have to get this game for yourself. Do I recommend getting the product? Yes, I highly recommend getting this game. This game for only $9.99 is a lot of fun, and it's just such a simple game with such a great mechanic that works so well. You'll find yourself putting endless hours just trying to get 3 stars in all the levels, trying to get up the leaderboards, just having fun with these unique, diverse puzzles. And you can just enjoy the game for what it is, and that's just 10 seconds of pure fun per each level, doing your best to learn the fastest times and trying to best yourself. Now, I'm going to give this game a rating. If I was to rate this game on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give this an 8 out of 10. The game's great, and it's a lot of fun, but there's a few little things I think they could do, maybe adding a couple more levels and such, but it's all in all a great game, and for the price, you get a fantastic game. That's it for this review. I'd like to take this time to thank Luca from Mastertronic for contacting me and giving me a review copy of this game to make this video possible. While I'm thanking people, I'd like to thank the devs and the sound designers for this game for making it just really great. I'd also like to thank my YouTube network. That being said, if you enjoyed this honest review, click that video on screen to see my last honest review. If you loved this video, highly consider hitting that subscribe button. If you enjoyed it a lot, think about leaving a rating. It really does help me out. But that being said, let me know in the comments section below. Would you get this game? What do you think of the design and concept? Thank you so much for your time. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye. We need to go to the RTO, so I'm going to grab this package. We're going to look for ones that say RTO. LSZ is the safe zone you're going to start. It's a Lakeshore safe zone. Basically,